What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 2, season 3 of the Batter's Box, baby.
Let's go. The boys are back. Plus one.
Yes, sir. Quinn Kentelly.
What's
How you
going
doing,
on?
sir?
Doing all right. How are you? Appreciate it. Guys, let me come on the pod.
Dude, of course. You have been on the channel before, but not on the podcast.
Correct.
Is
True.
it 1-1 in Fungo Golf?
Yes, it
One and
is. I
one.
was actually just talking to a couple of my roommates about it. They said they watched it the other day. I was asking them which one they watched, obviously, because the series being 1-1, I think,
I think they
I'll
watched
let
the
you
the
guys go
first
watch
one where
that
you
and check
won.
it out. But
Yeah, go check out Fungo Golf.
yeah. So
Specifically episode two. That one was fun.
maybe not too.
Sweet, man. So you're a Pirates fan?
Yes, correct. I'm a Pirates fan. Makes baseball a little tough to watch, right now, unfortunately, but on the come up, I'm always pretty positive about my Pirates, so looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
Young squads. Young squads. A lot
Absolutely.
of young squads out there.
Are you worried about Paul Skeens possibly not being a Pirate in the next couple of years here, or are you just gonna are you just enjoying the moment as it's coming?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always the type of guy to just kind of enjoy the moment. I mean, it's hard to say like, what the Pirates are going to look like in the next couple of years. I like to say, we get some bats around him and, get some guys around him and see what we do in the next couple of years. And I guess we'll just kind of see, where he wants to be and where the Pirates, see him fit. So,
Yeah, I think you guys were like right in the middle of a bunch of like rumors this year, and you missed out on a couple of guys. But I expect you guys to be aggressive next offseason, or maybe during the season here at the trade deadline.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, the Pirates stay in the mix. I think it's the only thing we can do.
And you want to lead us off here with the moves since the last episode here?
Moved since the last episode. Let's see. I mean, the big one in my book is Freddie Peralta to the Mets. I
Yeah.
think that really bolsters up their rotation. I mean, you saw him in the playoffs. Ooh, I'm watching this KBO game right now, and this dude just got hit in the neck with the ball. Sorry, but
Where can I find this?
dude, I don't even know what channel this is on. But dang, yeah, no, the Mets rotation is looking scary. I mean, they got some young guys that we'll talk about later, Noah McLean and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, their lineup looks good. We talked about their infield last week. They are going to be a legit team in the NL, I think, this year. So it'll be fun to watch
Yeah, we also had Cody Bellinger re-sign with the Yankees. We're gonna do a
for a lot of
5 year,
money.
162.5. He was solid. He was very solid for them.
Yeah.
$162 million solid. Not 100% sure of that. I think of what is it, 30 something a year? 30?
Um, yeah, I
Believe
mean,
so.
30, be like 32, 33, 32 and a half
Yeah.
probably. Um, it's a lot. I mean, considering like just basing it off of like the Bregman signing, 5 for 175. I don't know if it's that. I don't think he's like on Bregman level. But I just think he's a good fit for New York, just with like the short porch and being a lefty. I think that's kind of like the good place for him. But it does seem like a lot of money. It kind of felt like a panic buy after they didn't get
Exactly.
um shoot, I'm blanking on his name. Luis Robert? No.
I mean, they missed out on Kyle Tucker. They thought they were gonna get
Yeah.
him. They missed out on Bo Bichette. They missed out on Pete Alonso. I mean, they missed out on everybody that they thought they were really gonna get, and
Yeah.
then they lost Luke Weaver. They lost Devin
Mm,
Williams. Um, Devin Williams, I think, is gonna have a great year with the Mets. They'll probably turn him into a starter, knowing knowing how the Mets roll, to be
yeah,
honest.
they might.
They had Clay Holmes starting last year, and I think he's gonna be starting again this year. But um, yeah, I think it was a situation that needed to happen. Like they needed to sign him, or else they're gonna be in deep trouble. I still think they're in deep trouble, but I think they definitely needed uh to do this.
Yeah. And it was Luis Robert that I was thinking of.
Okay.
That went to the Mets for Luis Angel Acuna,
Wow.
and another prospect, I believe. But yeah, so the Mets were adding pieces. Yankees not so much, but they got Belly back, so I mean that's good for them.
Yeah,
But
I mean, just a good piece to have in the middle of that lineup. Somebody that strikes fear in the eyes of a pitcher.
mm,
Um, would like to see him cut down on the strikeouts a little bit. We'll see. I mean, what he's gonna be 31, correct?
Belly,
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I can find out real quick.
Little Google search.
30, yeah, so he's gonna be 31.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just the new wave of like baseball signings. It's like guys that
Yeah,
um they're just getting paid so much more. Um, and I think we're moving into this like, okay, I'm going to give you a lot of money, but for fewer years because we don't want this to turn into a Chris Davis situation. We don't want this to turn into an
yeah,
Albert Pujols situation. Josh Hamilton, like there are plenty of guys that like Pablo Sandoval, Hanley Ramirez, like there are plenty of guys that you could point to and be like, uh, look, these long-term relationships or these long-term contracts don't work out.
yeah,
Um, I mean, to be honest, I'm struggling to think of one that had maybe Bryce Harper so far has worked out well. But like late into the or paying somebody as much money as these players are being paid into the late 30s is a little bit ridiculous to me. You saw what it did to the Mets, right? They paid Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander $40 million at 40 years old. Um, it's just not smart, but
yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous until you win. So everything is going to be scrutinized unless you go win a World Series. So I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like front office, they're all making moves that they think are beneficial. But yeah, I mean, I do see your point to like the value declines after a certain point. So we'll
I
see.
mean
It'll be fun to watch.
that's why you're seeing a bunch of like opt-outs after year two or three. Like Kyle Tucker has, I think has, or no, Bo Bichette has an opt-out after year one and two, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ridiculous. Like, does he think he's gonna get more than $42 million? Like, what is the point of that really? But um,
I mean, for that deal in particular, I'm not sure, but generally, I mean, yes, like if you have two even better seasons than the one you just had, then you could get more money. I don't think Tucker's going to make more money than he already is, but we'll see.
well, there's some deferrals there, of course, which is also a new thing. And then the no trade clause is a new thing, which is interesting because I remember being like, Quinn, you might remember this playing 2K on
Mhm.
franchise. And
Yes.
like to sign a free agent, the best way to go about it was to throw a no trade clause on them that would kind of
Mhm.
add the add to the chances of you getting them, and then you get them over somebody who didn't offer no trade clause. So it's starting to become like a thing in baseball now,
Yeah,
which I think is fair for players to ask for, but it's kind of interesting to see how it's playing a role this offseason.
yeah, especially in a game like baseball where you play 162 games, it's a long season, and like if you don't have some sort of like foundation of like, oh, I know I'm going to be in this place for the next couple of years, and you're worried about that, especially for people with families. Um, like that's a lot to think about, like mentally outside of a game that's already mentally draining. So I definitely see it from a player's perspective, and I think it's a cool thing that they have the option to put in their contract. So, you know,
Yeah. Quinn, you want to talk about this Jose Ramirez deal?
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Jose Ramirez extended with the Guardians. He signed a 7-year, 175 million extension with the Guardians, keeping him under contract throughout 2032.
dang, that puts him at 40 years old.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. But I mean, I think just from the city of Cleveland's perspective, like he deserves that. Like he's been the entire like organization for so many years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, he's been a guy that I think, yeah, anybody from Cleveland, any Guardians fans, I think he's a staple of Cleveland baseball, and I think a guy that, they like to see suit up for them and be a face of their team. And I think you need
Yeah,
that everywhere. I think that's important.
yeah,
Obviously, yeah, I think a no-brainer in terms of re-signing. I think, that's expected from the Guardians, and I think their fan base expects to, have him or expects to bring him back. So, but
absolutely.
crazy.
I mean, he's like kind of the Dirk of this generation, right?
Yes.
Like, he's doing him a favor. He's getting $25 million a year AAV. Uh, in my opinion, he deserves like 35, 40, right? The way he's been playing. What, he's been the 30-30 guy for the past like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah,
Um, he's so consistent. Like, he's going to give you 30 homers, 30 doubles. He's going to hit for a high average. I don't know how his defense is really, but I think he's serviceable at least. He's a top five player in the league, top three player in the AL every single year. I'd love to see him get over the hump for MVP this year, but with Aaron Judge being alive, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but he's doing the Guardians a favor here. He's got to bailing them out, but it's good to kind of
um,
see that come back. It's like, all right, I've been with this team ever since I was a kid, so I want to play with this team until I retire, and I love that mentality from him.
yeah. I think it's a good fit. I mean, kind of a win-win all around. I think they still need to build around him a little bit more. I mean, they have been like in the hunt for the past few years. Like they're the Guardians. We know they somehow managed to win a bunch of games. Um, so I think they needed to do like a little bit better, just knowing that hey, this is kind of his window, and like we will have him for 7 years, but he's gonna age. He's already 33. How many more years can he do this whole 30-30 thing? So just kind of putting a little bit of urgency in that uh, roster building, I think will be good for them.
Yeah, but I think also the plate discipline is something that sticks out. It's like
Oh, absolutely.
that's something you don't lose, no matter how old you. Like, look at Joey Votto. Like, until
Yeah,
the day he retired, he knew the strike zone.
yeah,
Um, so I think Jose Ramirez is definitely one of those guys that like doesn't chase out of the strike zone, and that's something that's going to make him valuable until he retires, regardless of how much power he has left. He's going to
yeah,
be able to service himself.
for sure, for sure.
All right, little last move that we got before we go into the predictions for the season, which we did last year. Mackenzie Gore traded to the Rangers. We expected it to be traded. Um, Five prospect swap, man. This is interesting. Um, don't know a lot about these guys. Andrew, I don't know if you do. I know you might be a little bit more of a prospects guy. Um,
Soon, but not yet. Not those guys.
yeah. I mean, it could be one of those deals that like we see um coming to fruition and um I mean even James Wood, right?
Yeah,
Who was he
absolutely.
traded? Was he a Padre, correct?
You,
I think he might have been.
I think. Yeah,
I think he
yeah,
was in
yeah,
the
yeah,
Soto
yeah,
trade. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Couple of guys that were
yeah,
in the Soto trade. It's like you didn't know how it was gonna play out, and then we
yeah,
found out years later
yeah.
that he was gonna be a really good player.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a stud. Still got some like growing into the game to do, but like just he's so raw. Looks
Yeah.
effortless when he swings. But anyways, yeah. I mean, I think this is good for both teams. Um, but yeah, it'll be a fun. I mean, Degrom and Mackenzie Gore is a pretty nasty one too.
And you got Evaldi still,
Yeah,
Jack Leiter. Like this is
yeah,
it's a damn good pitching staff.
yeah. So I mean, if the bats can do their thing, that Rangers team could be scary.
Quinn, what are your thoughts on the Rangers?
Dude, yeah, I mean, you talk about that rotation. I think that rotation's pretty good. I mean, a couple, different type pitchers there, but yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about Leiter. He's a Jersey guy. Went to the Catholic school down the road from me, so yeah, he's been a guy that I think has been cool to see him move up. But yeah, I mean, think that's big. I'm looking at the prospects too. The guys headed to Washington, talking about Washington. I mean, a couple, yeah, younger guys, couple infielders, what one pitcher. Looks like kind of a mix of, I mean, a couple good bats. You got some speed and defense in there. So I think it's cool to see too. Like, who knows? I don't know if that brings any, kind of small ball aspect into Washington, but I mean, I think in terms of just the trade overall, I think it was a solid trade for both teams. Yeah, I mean, I think that for the Texans, I mean, you talk about the pitching depth, and then just for Washington, you get kind of a mix of younger guys, and it's always interesting to see just kind of how those guys turn out, where they end up, all that kind of stuff. I mean, we were talking about it before, the younger guys, it's like you really don't know, but I think there's always like a lot of hope, a lot of upside to those guys. So it'll be
Yeah,
interesting to see kind of how, a lot of, or I guess how the whole trade turns out in general.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's time for the predictions.
Let's go.
I'm
I'm
excited for this.
I
Okay.
don't know if we do tallies for last year. I'm like almost positive that you won just because you picked Otani and Judge and like all the favorites, and that's just kind of how the season went.
Uh, I didn't. I should have though.
Yeah, that's all
We
good.
can go. We can go back and look
Yeah,
next time. But um, should I share my screen? Maybe is that how we should do this? But
I think we can just talk about them.
all right,
The
sounds
screen's
good.
screen's nothing too appealing. Plus, the screen will give away spoilers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Uh, so kind of the format we did a little table, right? Chart kind of thing.
Yeah, little chart kind of thing for sure.
And kind of went through AL MVP, NL MVP, AL Cy Young, NL Cy Young, AL Rookie of the Year, NL Rookie of the Year, AL Reliever of the Year, NL Reliever of the Year, AL Champion, and NL Champion, and then we'll talk about who we think is going to win the World Series. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and go first here, and then we also we have a little bit of a twist today. Um,
Who's
Last year we didn't have this. We have Chat GPT giving his answers or their answer.
his answers? Bold,
Is.
bold. It's
Gi-
answers.
Giving its answers for what they think their awards are going to be. So
Yeah,
and it gets pretty funny here as we go down the list. But
and
uh
before we get started, I just looked back. I can confirm that you did win last year. You got the World Series champion. You got Paul Skeens as NL Cy Young. You got
sure,
both MVPs. So you went four
sure,
for 10, or I think that's 10. Yeah. So good job.
sure.
Congrats.
I mean that's just what champions do, right?
Great pick by
Yeah.
him.
I was just
Great pick by him.
right. I was just prepared. I was ready to go. Did a lot of note taking and preparing. So we're hoping to come out this year and do the same thing. But I think Quinn's the dark horse this year. I think he's got a lot of baseball knowledge in that brain. So we'll see what happens.
Appreciate
Let's
that.
go. Big year coming up.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So yeah, I'm gonna start us off here for AL MVP last year. Aaron Judge won it, of course. My
Mm-hmm.
favorite to win it, the first starting pitcher besides Shohei Ohtani, who I wouldn't count him as a starting pitcher, but because we know that was an offensive award right there that he got in 2023 and 2021. But for the first time since 2011, a Tigers pitcher, Justin Verlander, won in 2011. A Tigers pitcher, Taylor Skubal, I think, wins it in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
I
He's
think they
got the
give it to a
script.
pitcher for the first time ever. Or sorry, first
Wow.
time since 2011.
First time ever. It's like that Josh Allen graphic where it's only quarterback in NFL history. Dang. All right. I can
So,
see
in
it.
my
I think it'll
yeah,
be tough. I think it is tough for the voters for whatever reason to give it to pitchers, especially when there's hitters just doing what they do. Like
yeah.
we got some of the best hitters we've seen in years right now. So it is tough to give it to the pitchers, but also like Skubal, Skeens, like those dudes, they're like generationally good pitchers. Like we haven't seen pitchers like this in a long time. So I think it'd be cool
I,
to see pitchers win it. But we'll see.
yeah, and I think we have to kind of think about like if the Tigers didn't have Taylor Skubal, where would they have been last year?
Yeah, I mean
Um,
every
Low
time
80
he's on the bump.
wins, high 70 wins.
Yeah.
Quinn, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I was gonna agree with Andrew on this one kind of here. I mean, I look at it as like, when you look at different awards in different sports, but you look like the Heisman Trophy, right? Like that's such a quarterback dominant, award. And in baseball, I think it's the same thing. It's like, most sports, I think they look very offensive heavy and they just look production numbers and obviously hitting wise, like you get a guy out there and, he goes and, has a 30-30 season, whatever. Like well, whatever you want to like, it's so hard for them to give it to pitchers and give it to defense. Again, the same thing in the Heisman. It'd be tough for them to give it to, the best linebacker, best DB in the country over a quarterback that's, tearing it up and, leading his team, whatever. So it is always tough to give to pitchers. It is cool. That's interesting, Tim, what you brought up there about the Tigers pitchers. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think the Tigers obviously are, in the mix for sure. They'll be a team and they'll compete. So they're going to need their pitchers to step up in a big way. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one. But
I mean, we know, obviously, uh, Comerica Park is one of the most pitcher-friendly ballparks in Major League Baseball. In fact, I'm gonna do a little quick Google search to see uh, just how pitcher-friendly it is. But the air is thin or thick. I don't know what causes balls to carry or not carry, but it's a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, and I think that plays into Terrace Kubel. I mean, if you're lucky enough to touch his pitches, which is,
Rare.
yeah, okay, Comerica Park was ranked. Really? Huh.
Uh-oh. He's been
Wow.
fact checked. What's the number? What's the number?
28th uh most pitcher friendly.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, there you go. Wait, no.
no,
28th is
not.
hitter friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, this is they were the third hitter friendly
Third
ballpark.
hitter friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
okay, okay.
it's me as the pitcher.
I don't know
So
about the wording with that was tripping me up.
it is
But
weird.
yeah. It's that little Caesar sign in left field, bro, I'm telling you. Everybody just wants to hit there.
I mean hey, it's a little bit surprising to me. But my dark horse MVP is gonna be Junior Caminero coming off
Okay.
like an unbelievable season.
Yeah, I
Just like a
mean, yeah.
pure hitter. If he can cut down on the strikeouts, if Aaron Judge has a heart attack, well, hold on. No, no, I'm not wishing on, I'm
Nothing's
not,
happening.
Hey.
if Aaron Judge decides that he doesn't want to play 2025, 2026 MLB season, I think Junior Caminero has a great chance of winning the MVP.
Yeah. Good.
All right, Quinn, you're up next here.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, AL MVP. I said my favorite was Julio Rodriguez. I mean,
Julio.
30-30 upside right there. I mean, dude's low key, just a baller. Elite defender. Obviously Seattle being a good team again. I think they contend. He's going to be the guy that leads them there. A guy that can, play defense, elite, with the bat in his hands too, and just a guy that's got crazy speed, good athlete all around. Very fun player to watch. I've always kind of admired his game for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does this year. Um, Again, two-way superstar, plus, just a playoff team, I think is, the perfect recipe for, MVP. I think another thing too is obviously like MVP wise, I think again in any sport, but we'll talk baseball here. They're always going to look at, dudes who have successful seasons all around. I think it's a lot harder, obviously, for, a player to, be on a bad team and to win it, I think is always, a bigger feat. But that's who I've got for my favorite there. I don't know if you guys got anything else you wanna touch on with my boy Julio.
I mean, you literally had to have Shohei Ohtani have a historic season for them to pick somebody on the Angels who missed the playoffs that year.
Mhm.
Uh, where he literally pitched and hit. They were like, yeah, maybe we should give this guy the MVP. So I think you're right. It's like on a team that's like not gonna win, like not doesn't have a winning record, it's so difficult to pick an MVP from that kind of team because it's like how much value are you adding to that team?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So
Shall I touch on the dark horse or
Sure.
yeah, I
sounds
mean,
I mean, it's
good?
the
Yeah, I was gonna say Tim was talking about it a little bit before. I did I've got the same dark horse here, Junior Caminero here. Yeah, again, to echo what Tim said, dude's, got an explosive bat, breakout potential. Again, same kind of
oh
thing, same kind of deal. I mean, I think it'll be kind of the same with all these. If Tampa's in the mix, I think he obviously will be a big reason for that. Tampa's known for especially, I mean, pretty recently, like, just turning their prospects, into stars. And I think, he's another one of those guys. I don't know. Yeah. And if he continues to put up numbers, 30 plus bombs, I think he'll be in contention for it. I'm confident in him as a dark horse for sure. Um,
oh yeah.
again, yeah, Tim, I know you agree with me there.
No surprise.
But yeah, dude, young
Uh,
guy, he's got a lot of potential in this league.
Speed too.
Yeah, yeah, all around for sure. So,
He's
you know,
he reminds me of like a young Alfonso Soriano or a young Haley Ramirez.
mhm.
Um, great power like all sides of the field too. Can go the other way with it. Um, he's gonna be a real star in this league for a long time.
for
Andrew,
sure.
who you got, brother?
All right, I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down. Last year I went with Bobby Witt. I still am going with Bobby Witt. I can't go with Judge here.
Are
Judge
you
is,
allowed to say anybody else? Imagine
yeah,
it's just all Royals.
no, it's not. It's not all Royals. And it's not all Cubs. But Bobby Witt, I mean, 2024, we saw him finish second, like just like barely missing out on it to Judge in MVP voting. And last year he was still top four, even though he had like a step down year.
I was
He
gonna say, yeah.
still put up 7 WAR. I mean, he led the AL in hits and doubles. Um, he's just, I mean, perennial Gold Glover, Silver Slugger, All Star. He's one of the faces of the league. I mean, MLB put out their top 100, and he's number three. So he's the type of guy that could and should win an MVP. And I think, I mean, he's getting close. If he's not, I'm going to be surprised. But I think he's really close to his first MVP. Just a stud all around, incredible player to watch, and yeah. What else can you say about him? I mean, he does it all literally. So
And moving the field in too, that's gonna be the fences in.
yeah,
I think that's gonna be
yeah.
big.
We're a stadium pod. So I
Did
mean,
you
those
did you recommend that? Was that you?
no, no. I just saw a video though. It's like one of the guys on the analytics department. It's like former like NASA award-winning scientist, and they put him in charge of it. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, good staff we got, I guess. But yeah, Bobby Wood Jr. He's my MVP pick, and I mean, if he does, I might just keep going with him for the next few years because like he's going to win one soon. That's
Yeah.
just how good of a player he is. And then for my dark horse, I'll move on to my dark horse. I'm going with Nick Kurtz, the young man, the Amish, big Amish. I mean, you watched him play last year. Just he played like half a season and put up some of the most insane numbers you've ever seen. I mean, a 6 for 6 with 4 home runs as a rookie. Nobody does that.
I
So I'm
mean,
looking,
Quinn could do it, but
yeah, with like only Quinn. I mean, yeah, 5 WAR in rookie season where you played half the year. I mean, he played over 100 games, so it's over half the year. But like, I mean, he's gross. He's 22. Um, like easy rookie of the year. It might have been like close if Jacob Wilson didn't get injured, but like having him as a teammate is just crazy. So yeah, Nick Kurtz is my dark horse. See if he can extend and take that next step for his sophomore season.
yeah. All right, so now we get into the fun here. ChatGPT, uh, his favorite to win, or geez, I keep their favorite to win the MVP.
It.
Its favorite to win the MVP is Aaron Judge, And the dark horse is Julio Rodriguez. So, Quinn, you might be onto something there a little bit.
There we go. There we go. I
But
like that.
when
We'll
is AI
see.
born?
Yeah, something like that.
And I think we'll snake draft. So
Snake
you,
draft. So chat gets round
yep,
two, pick one.
yep. For the NL MVP, Shohei Ohtani won it last year, and it is Shohei Ohtani winning it again. And the dark horse being Juan Soto. We'll talk about Juan Soto a little bit more later because he comes up later in this round, but don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
But so far, two pretty basic picks from ChatGPT.
Yeah. Chat just kind of making do with what it has from last year's data.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I guess
I'm
I'm next.
surprised they didn't give me like Joe Mal or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's getting slightly better.
yeah.
Slightly. I mean, I have to go basic here too. I tried not to last year and it bit me in the butt, but I mean, unless Shohei gets injured, it's so hard not to give it to him. Because I mean, last year he didn't even pitch for the first like 3 quarters of the season, and it wasn't even like close. Like once he started pitching, it was like, okay, he's obviously the MVP. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The dude is so good at baseball. Just 1 OPS for a whole season is like so rare. And then he's throwing 100 too and striking dudes out. So I have to give it to Shohei. He's just, I mean, he's so good. He's won an MVP for the past 5 years, and the year that he didn't get it, he was second in voting. So I mean, you just he's an alien, and there's nothing you can do to stop him from what it seems like. So Shohei is my front runner, and then my dark horse, slight bias potentially, going with PCA, Pete Crow
Ooh,
Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs. He
Mm.
was it was him and Shohei for the first half of the season. Um, and that's a young PCA with not a ton of experience. That was his first like full season. And I think that there's a lot of veteran leadership inside the Cubs clubhouse, and I think that's the thing.
Alex Bregman.
Yeah, I mean Bregman, Hap, um, and Bregman, I think will be a big add. Just like the biggest thing that he has struggled with is really like plate discipline. He kind of swings at everything. Shades of Javi Baez when he was, I mean, still. um, but yeah, I think plate discipline is something that can be taught. Um, not to a certain level, but I do think that that veteran leadership is going to help him a ton with kind of like the nerves that he feels and like being pressured to just always have the big moment. Like you can take a pitch, the zone. Like I think that's going to go a long way, and I think like we've seen the shades of him being in the MVP race already. So I think just another year under his belt, playoff experience too. I think all of that is going to accumulate to him having a big season. So he's my dark horse. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna happen as soon as you're saying it, like as soon as you think,
Yeah,
like as soon as this year.
that's why he's a
Um,
dark horse.
oh yeah, no, I love the pick. We'll see. Quinn, what are your thoughts? And then what do you have on your NL MVP?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at PCA as well a little bit. Yeah, I think just with the amount of superstars in the league and him being such a young guy, I think again, we've talked about it. It takes a little bit of time to develop, especially when you're talking MVP caliber guys. I mean, I think, the league too looks at guys that, have done it over a course of time. And so I think again for him it'll be a little bit of kind of breaking into the league first per se and just kind of, putting together a couple seasons. So I think yeah, I agree. It'll take a little bit of time, but again, that's why you throw him in as a dark horse. That's why you got him in the mix. So we'll see what he can do. And yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll go ahead and throw my picks in here. Mine are a bit different from now that I'm looking at everybody else, plus our friend ChatGPT there as well. Mine's a little bit different, but you got to be a little different. It's part of the
Yeah.
offense. You gotta
Make it
switch it
fun.
up. So, um, for my favorite, I went Fernando Tatis Jr.
Hey now.
Yeah, crazy,
Ooh.
crazy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I had put him in a couple years ago, I mean, probably be a no-brainer. But a guy that's been injured recently, um, 5 to a monster. Obviously, just kind of, he stays healthy. I think, I personally think he could be in the mix here. Um, he was always a top, top player, top tier MVP candidate. He's been a, Gold Glover in the past, like lead offense as well, which is, pretty big, I guess, in terms of the voters.
I think he won
Um,
the Platinum Glove this year too.
Yeah.
oh,
He changed positions and won a platinum glove in
yeah,
right field.
yeah,
Crazy.
goofball. Yeah, there you go. Well, shoot. Yeah.
I don't think he should have
Again,
won it. I think it should have been PCA, but I mean, that's just
I think
this,
it should have been Cedon Rafaela.
yeah. I'm either way. I don't. Well, it's one from each league, so PCA and
Okay.
Rafael both could have won it. But I think Platinum Glove is fan voted, so I think that might have been the issue.
Yeah.
yeah. He is. He's definitely, I think, in terms of fan voting, I think he's a guy that's always going to be up there.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
he's an exciting player
yeah.
to watch. You see the plays he makes. He's one of the guys. I'll talk about another one here that I've got as my dark horse, but a guy that just is like, I think, an exciting guy to watch. And I think, in terms of, yeah, fan voting, especially switching positions and, being, and, dominant, being a solid player and doing what
Mhm.
he's done, I think like, fans like to see that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess I'll move on to my dark horse, kind of segue into that. I've got Ellie De La Cruz as my dark horse.
Ooh,
I mean, a Reds team, the Reds obviously aren't, haven't been, crazy good in recent memory. So again, that's another, I guess, kind of reason I've got him as my dark horse.
He played 162 last year.
Yes. Yeah.
wow.
Well, that's I got him in as a dark horse for a reason. I think, I don't know. We'll see. I think he's still, 30-30 potential. I mean, he's a guy that
Yeah.
obviously brings a lot of value, adds a lot of value to, the base path wise, base running wise. He gets on and I think he's a threat to any team. Just kind of a freak athlete. Um, I don't know. Personally, obviously being a Pirates fan and playing the Reds a good bit and then being in the same you know the mix with us as well. I think you saw there was there was a little bit upside last year. Obviously they weren't much better than they were.
They were fighting though. They
Yeah, they were
they they
fighting.
had a shot.
Yeah, I think yeah, as a Pirates fan especially too, I think I've had better appreciation for watching teams that have struggled a lot. Kind of
Hmm.
you know, I guess get over those little humps, per se. And
Yeah.
so for the Reds, yeah, I think
I mean, playoff team.
yeah, right, exactly. And
What more can you
again,
ask for?
a guy like we've said, or we've said, some of these guys in the past as well, a guy that if the Reds are going to be good, he's going to be a guy, a guy that's going to help lead them there. So, um, he's got the power, he's got the speed, defense, all that kind of stuff. If he kind of brings those strikeout rates, down, again, his
It,
ceiling's up
it,
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you talk about that average. I think that's obviously, kind of a red flag there. But he's a guy again that, has potential. Baseball's a tough game sometimes. You getting slumps and you get out there. And I think for him too, you're on a struggling team and you're fighting, you're trying to do something, you're trying to figure it out for your guys and all that kind of stuff. And it's frustrating as a young guy too. And sometimes you're in there and you're in the mix as one of the most, impactful players on that team. And it's just like, it's tough. So reason I got him as my dark horse. I think he could totally, flip things around and, be a baller this upcoming year. So, we'll look forward to, seeing what he can do. Maybe, tone it down against the Pirates a little bit, but, other than that, we'll see what he can do.
yeah, I think you said it perfectly. 162 games after 160 the year before. So guy is going to be on the field, which is valuable, right? We're talking about most valuable player here, which I don't think that award means most valuable anymore, to be honest. I think it means best. I think it means best
Yeah.
hitter, to be honest. But um, he actually cut the strikeouts by 37 uh, in two more games, right? Had played two more games, so and the walk rate was kind of the same, 67 walks as opposed to 69 the year before. So, uh, yeah, he's a great player. I want to see that power come up a little bit. Give me a 30 piece. I mean, he's a threat to steal every time he gets on the. He had 67 stolen bases last year. and 37 last year. So, I mean, he's just a speed demon. Got all the power, got all the tools. Five-tool player, right?
Yeah.
Maybe except for contact, but um, he's gonna be a star. He already is a star. Could be an
True.
MVP. Uh,
Maybe.
so my dark horse for MVP. Sorry, not my dark horse. My favorite for MVP is gonna be Juan Soto. I didn't want to go with Shohei Ohtani again. To be honest, I think Shohei's gonna win it. I think we all know he has a good chance to win it, but I kind of wanted to go a little bit
I mean,
yeah, outside of the box. I don't know how you beat him uh except
like,
for if he's hurt. I mean,
yeah, that's seems
really.
like the only way. According to odds, he has a better chance. Like if it's him versus the field, like the odds are on him against like literally anyone else,
Yeah.
which is just
It's
ridiculous.
it's insane. He's the number one player in the league. But Juan Soto, I think, second year with the Mets, had a great year last year. People say it was a down year because he had like 266. But if you also look at like the X stats, you'll see that he was one of the most unlucky players in the league behind Ben Rice, uh, who low key could be a little AL MVP dark horse. You never know.
Yeah.
Uh, he's definitely gonna be an all-star. But I mean, I think Juan Soto, when it comes to like plate discipline, it's hard to see anybody better in the league. Just kind of knows the strike zone, and we'll see if he cuts down on those lineouts. Um, but I think he's got a shot to win the MVP this year. And then my dark horse, Ronald Acuna Jr. In the games that he played, I mean, he was what the first pitch he saw last year was a
Yeah,
homer, I
yeah.
think.
First pitch back after like a year, just
Yeah.
nuked to left
Eh,
center.
And it was like, man, I mean, that's just goosebumps and everything like
Yeah,
that. We talk about like electric players. Uh,
yeah. He's maybe
Acuna's
the
right
most
there.
fun to watch
Most
Yeah,
when
definitely.
when healthy.
I love Ronnie. So I think he's gonna be a dark horse to win if, of course, Shohei Ohtani, like Aaron Judge, decides to protest the year and not play.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're gonna enter the lockout early.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll talk about that maybe future episode here.
Yeah.
Uh, so now we'll go down to AL Cy Young.
Mm.
And ChatGPT, or no, I guess it's me. My favorite is Terry Skubal to win it. He's gonna win MVP. He's gonna win Cy Young. Gonna have the
Yeah.
one of the best pitcher years of all time. And then my dark horse is Hunter Brown, of the Houston Astros. Just an absolute dog.
Real.
Um, Fireballer. Um, really good pitch command. Um, and I mean he's young, right? So I think with each year you learn how to pitch, what pitches to throw in certain scenarios, certain guys, and so um, we'll see. But I think Hunter Brown's definitely my dark horse to win the Cy Young this year. And Terry Scuba, we've already talked about him and his value, and um,
Yeah,
like when he's out on the mound, you know that you're getting a quality start every single time, if not a really good start.
for sure. Should we just skip Quinn?
Yeah. Honestly, you might as well. I was about to say I got the same exact picks as Tim here, which is yeah, crazy. I was going down the thing and we were putting ours in at like the same time, and I was like, I saw it and I was like, ah, man. I mean, shoot, that's what I'm thinking. So that's what he's thinking. So yeah, I guess shoot, I won't touch on it too much, but yeah, same thing. Tariq Skubal as my favorite. Yeah, he's got ace stuff. Tigers are trending upwards. I think that's a perfect combination in terms of Cy Young. I went with him too. I think, I mean, in terms of MVP, I think maybe he could do it. He's definitely in the conversation as we were talking about before. But I think in terms of Cy Young, I think it's definitely a safer option. Obviously a pitcher award. I mean, I think, his dominance, lefty dominance, and his improved team contact, just kind of boost the team overall. Hopefully, throw a couple more wins, in their win column there. Rotations, not super deep, but he'll be their guy. So yeah, I mean, I think we talked about him a little bit before, but that's who I'm going with as well. And then my dark horse as well, also going to go with Hunter Brown. We were talking about it. The stuff's already there. He's got It's going to be about, kind of his pitch mix and his command. I think will be the big things for him. I think Houston pitchers in general too, kind of often take leaps, once their roles are kind of stabilized. And I think for him, it'll be, interesting to see kind of this year how that works out. I think
Especially with Framber most likely gone too.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, I was gonna say as well, I think if he can kind of become like a true number one by midseason, I think um, voters will kind of notice that, and I think that'll kind of also help him kind of trend upwards and, potentially taking home a Cy Young here. So yeah, that's what I got.
Love it. I don't really have a good feel of AL Cy Young this year. I wanted to be different and not say Skubal since everybody said Skubal. And that's mostly coming from a place where this is his last year on the contract. And honestly, I don't think the Tigers re-sign him. So if they are struggling at all and not looking like they're going to make the playoffs, there's a good chance he gets traded. And if he gets traded to an
Ooh,
NL team, that'll
Mm.
completely mess up his odds, um, from what I recall. So that's mostly why I'm not picking Skubal. I do think that he's the best pitcher in the American League right now. So for my favorite, I'm going to go with the next guy up, Garrett Crochet. Um, I mean, he looked absolutely unhittable last season. Jimmy J knows that all too well. Um, Super gross. I think the Red Sox probably take a good step up this year, and I think he's kind of their ace that's really going to cement that. So I think he has another great year. So I'll have him as my favorite. In not necessarily hopes, but assumptions that Turk Skubal goes to the NL, which would be crazy. Dark horse. I I have Mackenzie Gore written down, but I don't super believe in that. But I do think I'm kind of like between like Mariners rotation, Rangers rotation. I think
okay.
one pitcher from one of those two teams could like absolutely just go and win because they both teams have those like gross top threes like George Kirby, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert for the Mariners, Eovaldi, DeGrom, Mackenzie Gore for the Rangers. Like those are like nasty three-headed monsters that like if those teams are in the playoffs, you're kind of cooked because like how are you going to get a
Exactly.
hit? Um, so yeah, I have Mackenzie Gore listed just because like the change of scenery would be a cool story. Like oh, and then he just goes and shoves. But really, any Mariners pitcher, any Rangers pitcher, kind of my pick there.
Sweet. We're gonna move on to ChatGPT. Kept it a little basic here. Tarek Skubal for the favorite, Garrett Crochet for the dark horse. I really like what the Red Sox have done with their rotation. I think they've created kind of like if you look at WAR, uh, Garrett Crochet, Ranger Suarez, and Sonny Gray were all top 25 pitchers in the MLB last year, starting pitchers. Um, that's not a, and then you got Brian Bayo, Kyler Early, maybe, Johan Oviedo, you know a little bit about him, right? Quinn.
Hmm.
Yo,
Hmm.
So big extension. We also like guys with a lot of extension, I guess. Um, Garrett Crochet, I mean, he's just a beast. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Uh, the only reason I didn't really pick him because I was like, can he step it up from last year, which was just like incredible. Um, in a year that like he led the league in strikeouts, um, just like cruised through hitters and he's a really, really good pitcher. So I'm interested to see kind of how he steps it up this year because he's gonna learn. And so I'm interested to see like does that ERA drop, does that whip drop? He misses uh arm side, high and arm side with fastball. So I wonder if he makes an adjustment there and can kind of locate that. But when he's locating his fastball and that cutter inside the righties, I mean he's almost unhittable from what I've watched. Um, yeah. So does that mean okay? Now we got ChatGPT again for NL Cy Young, Paul Skeens and Yo and Yamamoto.
Yoshinobu.
Yep, yep.
Yamamoto.
He
Yeah,
was phenomenal in the playoffs. Phenomenal all year round. Um, I think he's just gonna be labeled as one of the aces. The fact that like we can say that the Dodgers have like multiple aces in the rotation, it's
it's crazy.
ridiculous.
It's not fair. That's it's just tough. It's tough for the rest of the league. So,
I'm interested to see what Emmett Sheehan does.
mm,
Will he be traded? Because Emmett Sheehan, man, he's from New York actually. One of my cousins is like really good friends with him. Went to the same high school. Um, so we'll see. All right, Andrew, what do you got for Cy Young here?
it's my favorite. I'm going back to Paul Skeens. I mean,
Not
like we
much
talked
to
about
say, man.
a little bit earlier. I mean, just generational pitcher. Like we haven't seen anything like this in so long.
No.
He's so gross. I mean, what I think one game in his career, he's given up more than 5 runs in a start, and like that's it's just so impressive. Everything that he does is like, what are you gonna do? So yeah, he's kind of the face of the league when it comes to NL pitching. So I think he runs it back unless something crazy happens, which is good for Quinn. Royal Pirates, I guess.
Hmm.
But my dark horse, um, Hunter Green from the Cincinnati Reds. I think, I mean, he dealt with a little bit of injury last season, so he didn't quite have the innings, but he still, I mean, he threw over 100 innings, and he was gross. I mean, he's had a 2.76, 2.75 ERA the past 2 seasons. Um, and last season, I think what was most notable was that he really took a big step up in like his control. Um,
Yep.
2024, he was an all-star, but he led the league in hit by pitches. His strikeout to walk ratio was like almost 3, and now last year it was over 5. So he's striking out 5 batters for every batter that he walks, and that is like an insane number. So that puts him up there with just like elite pitchers, elite pitching numbers, and I think if he continues to build off of that, the sky's the limit for this kid. So, yeah, I got Hunter Green, 25-year-old out of Cincy.
The Reds also have a kind of sneaky good rotation. Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, Abbott, like a couple of guys there that like you don't really
Abad.
want to face in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we'll see.
yeah,
Quinn, what do you got for Cy Young?
Man, you already know. I mean, no brainer for me. I had to throw my boy Paul Skeens in there as my
killer.
favorite. I mean, yeah, shoot. He's, obviously the biggest bright spot on a Pirates team where we're, just trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah,
Last year was what, 1.97 ERA. I think again, I mean,
insane.
just that's absurd. And I think, we throw some defense behind him and kind of figure that out for him as well. And I think, that'll only help him out.
He's just such a smart pitcher too. Like
Really is.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
he
he's
knows what
he
to
throws
throw.
100 plus, but he's not just like a flamethrower. Like
yeah.
he's like a skill pitcher, which is so impressive.
Yes. Well, I mean, that was the thing too. I think, yeah, I mean, in talking to just like, you know, my family, other Pirates fans, things like that, it was just like, yeah, I mean, the dude can throw heat, but it's like he knows when to, he's got a great mix of just control there as well. I mean, you don't want to just throw 100, every pitch. And that was the thing too. I was like,
Mhm.
dude, just like slow it down, man. Like we need you, like, your arm, bro. Like that's gold right there.
Hey, take it easy, take it easy.
Yeah, Zach, take it easy, man. Um, yeah, so I mean, his velocity plus command combo is just, it was absurd for a rookie. And I think moving forward, I mean, I don't expect things to change in that regard. Strikeout totals too. I think video game numbers, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um, and obviously again with the with being in the Pirates rotation, I won't lie, we're trying to figure it out and trying to get some other arms around him and help him out there, and I think we've got some. Um, but I think even with the, workload in question, I think the dominance might, just outweigh, the innings. And again, I'm excited to see what he does this year. And I think again, he'll be, in contention to hopefully go back to back.
absolutely.
Yes, sir. My dark horse. I went with Zach Gallen.
Interesting.
From the D-backs, yeah. Yeah, interesting, interesting. I like to describe this pick as I think he's quietly elite, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
definitely.
Um, Again, I feel like I'm a broken record here, but if Arizona can, make some noise again, I think he'll be a guy that's leading the charge for them. Um, he's been, consistency over, multiple seasons is, again, important. I think that's noted. Kind of build off of each other, especially for Cy Young credibility as well. Um, he's proven as well. I think he can pitch pretty deep into games, which I think is important and definitely notable. I think, voters will take that into account. And yeah, again, Arizona's defense as well, hopefully can help him out. I think that's also, consideration in terms of Cy Young candidates as well. So I've got him in there as my dark horse again. I think a quietly elite guy. We'll see what he can do. I'm confident that he'll definitely be a piece for the Diamondbacks, and I think he throws a good season together here. And who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I think you mentioned like the Diamondbacks, having a bounce back season. I think what we see a lot of times is like from a team that goes to the World Series or wins the World Series, like the year after they kind of have like a down year, and then the year or two after that is when they kind of come back and they're like, all right, let's get back to that level again. I think the year after a World Series is the hardest year for a baseball team. So they had a down year the year before, and then they kind of crept back up. And I think this year Corbin Carroll could be an MVP candidate as well. I think he's like a dark horse there for sure. Um, but I think in the MLB, like there's so many teams this year. I don't think anybody in the MLB got worse. Like I can't, maybe the Rockies, I don't know, but like I feel like it's going to be a dogfight for these wild card spots in the
Yeah.
MLB, where like teams that get 90 wins might not even make it and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting. It's going to be interesting playoffs to see, um, but I think it's going to be close. And I think the Diamondbacks, I think you're right, are just going to have a comeback year, and Zach Gallen leading the charge would be cool to see.
For sure.
All right, my favorite Yamamoto, just seeing what he did in the playoffs, seeing what he did kind of second half really of last year. I think he kind of got comfortable and was able to use like his full pitch mix. Um and like that's what makes him so scary. Having so many pitches to throw. You just have no idea which one's coming. I mean, you can kind of go multiple at bats in a row without throwing the same pitch twice in a row. And I think he did that during the playoffs. He like never threw the same pitch two times in a row. So at like in like a certain stretch or whatever the case may be. So I think he just knows how to pitch really, really well. He's got the stuff, he's got the command, and he's got like the velocity there. So and the movement is just I mean, it's like throwing a wiffle ball. It's ridiculous. Hunter Green's my dark horse, Cy Young. Same with you, Andrew. I just think he's gonna take another step up. I expect that ERA to be in like the 2.5, 2.4s maybe.
Mhm.
Um, and he's just gonna be electric. We had to the Red Sox have to play the Reds opening weekend and or whatever it is, opening day, and they have to face Hunter Green. So Hunter Green versus
Oh,
Garrett Crochet
Woo.
can be a good one there. I mean, that's two of your Cy Young picks right there going at it.
Yeah.
So um, we'll
Exciting.
see. Moving on to AL Rookie of the Year, Nicholas Kurtz won it last year with the A's. I have Brendan Montgomery from the Chicago White Sox. He was in the Garrett Crochet trade along with Kyle Teal. I think Kyle Teal isn't qualified. Like he had more than 130 at bats, if I'm correct. Um, Not 100% sure though. Um, but he's just a raw athlete. Just watching some of his highlights, stuff like that. I think he's going to come in and White Sox, man, sneaky good, man. Like 70-ish win team, I'm thinking. Uh, Pitching's not great, which is going to be a problem for them. But I think Shane Smith steps it up and maybe, has a all-star campaign. And Murakami, who we're going to talk about in a little bit, um, we'll see. So I think the White Sox definitely have a chance to kind of compete here. Because they have a bunch of prospects, got a good guys, so we'll see. Quinn, what do you got?
Yeah, you're definitely gonna think you're gonna like this first one from me. I got Christian Campbell, uh,
Ooh,
from
interesting.
yours truly, the Red Sox. I think he's, offensive minded, guy, I would say. I think he's got, some clear path, to some playing time this year. I think offensively, yeah, I think that's where you kind of put up a lot of your numbers, obviously, in terms of rookie of the year candidate. I think versatility helps him stay in the lineup every day. I think that'll help him a lot. If I'm not mistaken, he's to me, it seemed like he's got some good plate discipline as well. Um, so I think that'll give him a high ceiling to be in the mix. And then obviously. Um, yeah, I mean, playing for the Sox as well, I think will keep him in the mix as well. Talk about a solid team there. And a guy that, is going to play a couple different spots for them as well. Yeah, that's who I've got for my favorite. And then for my dark horse, I've got Braden Montgomery as my dark horse. So yeah,
All right
flipped him
now.
in there a little bit. I think he's got a lot of the tools that you look for in terms of a guy, that's going to be in the running for sure. I think he gets early reps. I think he could definitely jump out pretty early in terms of being a top candidate there. Um, Again, I think it's all about for him. It's about comfortability in the lineup and just kind of seeing how he hits early. Um, yeah. I think, think in terms of, talking rookies here. I think we were talking about it a little bit before too. I think it's interesting to see too, because guys jump up and down so frequently. Guys are in the minors and guys move
Christian
up.
Campbell.
Yeah. And the guys, getting slumps and things like that. So I think for him, I think in my opinion, I think it will be definitely a lot, that'll have a lot to do with it. I think the rookie race can flip fast. And it'll just kind of be who gets on top, who stays consistent early. Um, yeah, and I think that's the name of the game there. So those are my picks. Feeling all right about them.
Yeah. Well, once again with the White Sox, it's like they're in a position where they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
Hmm.
There's not a whole lot of pressure, right? So just go out there, learn how to play baseball at the major league level, and sometimes you kind of see it like the Marlins a couple years ago, 2 years ago when they made the playoffs actually,
Hmm.
or did they make a push, or did they make it? Were they there 2 years ago?
The White Sox.
No, the Marlins.
Oh,
I think
I
they
think it's
might
been
have.
they were in it. I don't. I think it's been more than 2 years, but they were in it semi
Okay.
recently.
Um, but kind of just like a bunch of guys coming up and being like, well, hey, let's band together here and figure out a way to win games. There are surprises every year from teams that you didn't expect to kind of come out and uh, play well as a group. Um, people always made the joke. It's like the Dodgers are going to lose to the 81 win Rockies in the wild card series with the power of friendship.
Yeah,
Right? It's like
pretty
the
much.
Diamondbacks 2 years ago, right? You don't expect that team to be a playoff team beginning of the year. The Nationals second half of 2019. So I think it's one of those things that, um, you kind of all come up together and you're like, hey, let's prove everybody wrong and let's learn how to win baseball games. So
Yeah,
I think White Sox team to look out for the next couple of years, especially with Luis Angel Acuna too.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely. I'd say the past 2 years they're kind of very much overthought, very much one of the worst teams in baseball. But I think the way that they're building, um, you know, signing guys like Murakami, who I'm about to talk about, just like making like small moves with young guys, like they're starting to look like more similar to the A's, where they like have dudes that could be really good and be the core of a future like playoff team. So I mean that's cool to see. A little bit scary from a Cubs fan, but just it's good for baseball. So I'll go into my favorite for AL Rookie of the Year, Trey Savage, Blue Jays pitcher. I mean, we saw him just be absolutely filthy in the playoffs, like meaningful games, just doing it, getting it done against the best teams in the league. So I think he's gonna continue that, have a really good year. Um, and I mean, if he does that, I think he's got a pretty easy path to Rookie of the Year. I think pitchers sneaky have an advantage when it comes to Rookie of the Year. There's no evidence against that I know of, but it
Well,
just
I
feels
think
that
it's
way.
also like hitters are easier
It's easier
to
to slump.
figure. They're easier to figure out too as a
Yeah,
pitcher.
yeah, especially as
So
a rookie.
okay, we just saw 50 at bats from this guy. We kind of know his tendencies a little bit.
Yeah,
As a pitcher, you get out on that mound
yeah,
once every 5 days. It's difficult to develop a scouting report,
yeah.
and you kind of see pitchers take off early.
Yeah. As a pitcher, you kind of do your thing. As a hitter, there's a lot more. I don't want to say more because they're both very hard. But like there's more of a mental aspect to it in a certain sense. Like hitting is one of the hardest things in all of the sports, all of the world. But anyways, I'm gonna go into my dark horse real quick. You guys talked about the White Sox being the that young team that they are. Could be exciting. We'll see. So Munetaka Murakami, the new signee for 2 years from Japan. Um, I mean, we talked about him a little bit last week when we talked about the signing, but I think he's a 2 or 3 time MVP. He's a Triple Crown winner over in Japan. So like he's got all the skills that you could really need. It'll just be seeing how he adjusts to the MLB and because it's a very different game, although being baseball still. There's a lot of adjustments you have to make. So I
I'm
think that
excited for the World Baseball Classic.
I'm very excited for that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's my picks.
All right, well, this is where I said it gets interesting as we go down with ChatGPT here. Uh,
Bye.
so the AL Rookie of the Year favorite, he has they have it has I
Dwindling, bro.
suck at this dude. Tatsuya Amai of the Houston Astros, flamethrower. Um, we'll see. Did he ever win a Cy Young in Japan? I think so.
It's definitely not called Cy Young over there,
I was
but
gonna say it's possible.
probably.
Pitcher of the Year. Um, and
I'm
this
not
is like
sure.
I said, it gets funny here. Noah McLean as the AL Rookie of the Year dark horse.
Note that he's not in the AL as of right now. But if he gets traded to the NL or if he gets traded to the
That
AL,
would be
maybe
crazy.
maybe AI is onto something that we don't
He's got the
know.
script over there.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
let's snake it through because it gets better.
yeah. So for NL Rookie of the Year, ChatGPT's favorite is Trey Savage, who once again is not.
On the Blue Jays in the
He's
in the
not in the
AL.
National League. And Michael
Ooh.
King as the dark horse.
Notably not a rookie.
They got the NL part right though.
Yes,
It's like
he's in
that
the
Ben
NL.
Simmons situation. It's like you've been in the league for 4 years now. Are you
I mean,
eligible for
Michael King is 30 years old.
he's 30 and he's
So
had like Cy Young caliber seasons.
yeah,
Um
this is his
so
seventh.
shoot man.
No, this is his eighth season in the
So
MLB.
if you're worried about AI taking your jobs, I wouldn't be after the performance that it put up. And we're not going to talk about reliever of the year, but I think we'll uh run what ChatGPT said about it. I think that would
Okay,
be
that's fair.
but let's move on to you. You
Yeah.
have your NL Rookie of the Years.
Yeah. And I'll look at the years. These are most. I mean, these picks are mostly because I've seen these guys play a little bit. Owen Casey recently traded from the Chicago Cubs. I mean, he's kind of been waiting to come up for like 2 years, honestly. But we just don't have space in the outfield. I mean, with last year, Tucker, PCA, Hap, Seiya Suzuki, like there's just nowhere for him to play outside of injuries. So he came up a couple times to fill in some injuries, and he played well. But there's just no opportunity there. So he's a guy that's been kind of like waiting at the AAA level, like one of the better AAA players, one of the higher ranked prospects for a few years now. And I think going to Miami, he's going to have the opportunity to go like play consistent outfield, play 150 plus games, like next to dudes like Kyle Stowers, just getting it done. I think the Marlins are gonna have a fun team to watch, and yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. Just being a consistent player this year, so I think the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah. One of those
Uh,
teams that could fight, I
yeah,
think.
definitely.
Got to fight for a wild card spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then dark horse um, is Moises Ballesteros, Chicago Cubs catcher slash DH. I mean, the things that he can do on the offensive side of the ball are very impressive. Just being young, I don't know how much playing time he's going to get, which is why he's more of a dark horse. Um, just because, like we mentioned, the Cubs have a very loaded roster, so it's hard to kind of slot in there when there's not many spots open. So either injuries or if he can become a regular catcher, which previously we've had him play more so like just DH. So if he can slot in as the catcher or the DH regularly, I think he also has a great shot at it. Because I mean, he's every time he comes up to the MLB, he's hitting very well and he's just putting the ball in play, he's putting the barrel on it. So yeah, I'm excited to see what those boys can do.
Gotta love a catcher in there for sure.
Yes, sir.
Is it your boy up? Your boy up next?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
you're up.
Yours
Sounds
Your
good.
truly,
boy's up.
vibe.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I got a favorite. I got JJ Weatherholt from the Cardinals.
Cardinals, baby.
Yeah.
It's a
I think
bad team.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Another one of those teams down at the bottom. But I don't know, man. Little, optimism can't hurt for sure, especially with a young guy like him. I think power is a ceiling for him. He'll definitely obviously need every time, he'll need every day playing time to kind of stay in the race. So that'll be big for him. I think, voters, I think as we've talked about, kind of lean towards a lot of like highlights over consistency. And I think he's a consistent guy. Um, not sure how much of like a, highlight, guy he is, whatever, a guy that's going to necessarily stand out in that regard. But, I like him. I like him as a pick. I think again, he's consistent. I think he's a decently safe pick here. Um, yeah, I think he needs to kind of start out fast. I think it'll be a lot tougher for him if he kind of gets behind early. Again, um, he's more consistent versus, a highlight guy. So I think, that'll definitely be something that I think voters will take into consideration. Bat first profile. Means just kind of a less of a margin on offense. So he'll be my favorite for the NL rookies. Confident in that pick. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. For my dark horse, I went with my boy Bubba Chandler,
Hey, I love
Pirates.
it,
Let's go.
baby.
He's a dude, man, that, gosh, last year I followed him a good bit, honestly, in the minors. I mean, he was just, he was a guy that, was throwing early, was shoving for the Pirates in the minors. Um, with the Indianapolis Indians for a majority of the season. And it was interesting, man. It was, for him, it was a case of, I think, he was ready. He was ready to go for the Pirates. I think he was a guy that could have, got in the rotation, played for the Pirates for sure. But I think in the Pirates, side of things, I think for them, it's just important to be smart. He's a young guy. Unfortunately, the Pirates, this past season and recently have not been great. So I think it's about development for him. I think he's a guy that we've looked towards as more of a guy that we want to develop rather than, throw him out there now, throw him in the fire and have him kind of just flame out. So it was good to see him kind of play well in the minors there and he got some innings for the Pirates in the season. He is a guy that his role a little is a little uncertain, whether he'll be a starter or kind of a bullpen guy. Obviously we got Skeens out there. So I think he'll hold it down for us. And I think as we've seen, I mean, again, he didn't pitch much for the Pirates last year. Um, but I think, in my opinion, I think he'll be more of a relief guy. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, I think he's got a high ceiling. He's a guy that, definitely brings added value to the Pirates. And yeah, I'm excited to see him kind of continue to progress. And I think as long as the Pirates kind of, just are smart about him and don't run him dry too early. I think he's got a ceiling for him for sure, and I think he's definitely my dark horse. So we'll see, his impact this year and what he can do. So I'm excited to see my boy Bubba Chandler ball out this upcoming season, man.
Hey man, I'm rooting for him, brother.
Yes, sir.
Uh, my dark horse, JJ Holt. Not much to say. He, Quinn just killed it with that description. Just tore up the minors. I think he's just gonna have a lot of playing time with the Nolan Arenado trade. Him and Mason Wynn. I'm interested to see kind of that dynamic. Shoot, man. I mean, it could be an A-Rod Derek Jeter situation. Uh, that'd be cool to see. And then Noah McLean is my and a Rookie of the Year front runner. Um, I think specifically him learning from Freddie Peralta in that rotation is gonna like just elevate him, and also the fact that he's not forced to be the ace. He's not forced to like be the savior.
Hmm.
Because they did a great job this offseason bringing in some guys. So I think he's gonna have like a relaxed role, and I think that's gonna make him even better. And I think there's not gonna be as much pressure. I think they have a better offense than they did last year. Um, when your offense is scoring runs, it makes you a better pitcher, and it makes you relax a little bit more. And so I think he's gonna be really really good. I think he's gonna shell out, and I think he's gonna be the NL Rookie of the Year. Moving on, we're gonna skip. Or no, I guess we'll talk about what the favorites for reliever of the year for ChatGPT was. Brian Wu is the AL reliever of the year favorite according to ChatGPT.
Known
Who's
starter.
he's not a reliever, but ChatGPT thinks that they might make him a reliever. And then their dark horse is a high leverage closer from a contender. Uh,
Who is it? Who is it? We don't know. That's a direct quote.
You make your predictions. You get
What is
to.
a high leverage closer from a
This is
contender?
a fan pick
Look,
right here.
I mean, I don't think ChatGPT is wrong here. I just think it's a
Kind of a cop out.
I'd
It
say
doesn't
I'd
know any.
now.
It
it's
obviously
a,
knows zero relievers.
it's a safe pick. It's a very safe pick.
Yeah.
Not that they really made much of a pick at all, but
Yeah, I would say it's
No
probably
picks were
plus
made.
100 if you had to bet it. High leverage closer from contender. It could
Yeah.
be Chapman, to be honest, back to back.
Yeah.
And then for NL, it has closer on top NL contender.
Mm.
So it,
So
it
that,
just likes those
I mean, it has
contenders to
it has to
close the
be
roles.
Sasaki or Edwin Diaz then,
mm.
basically.
Shoot, man. We'll see. And then Freddie Peralta, if used as reliever, according to ChatGPT. So that's where it kind of got funky, and we'll kind of
Yeah.
talk about that. Uh, their favorite for AL champion, we'll go into that. Wait, what? It has the Diamondbacks and the Reds as their AL favorite. And then the
Cat fell off.
Dodgers and the Guardians as their NL champion.
Interesting.
So ChatGPT kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah. It's ready for the division realignment.
It
That's
needs an
what's happening.
update. I think it
Um,
struggles with like stats from previous years, and then you'll also ask it like how players are doing, and they'll tell you how they did the previous year.
yeah,
Um,
but
so that's interesting.
yeah, I can go next then. For my
Sure.
AL champions, I have the favorite as the Mariners. I will say the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are scary. The Blue Jays could very well run it back. They've made a lot of good moves. But I mean, we saw how close that the Mariners were last year. Um, Making it further than they've made it in so long. Um, I mean, that team's still very good. We talked about their pitching, one of the best pitching rotations in the MLB, really. So yeah, I hope that they make it back to where they were and then have a chance at winning the AL, winning the World Series. And then my dark horse, I have the Texas Rangers. Similar reasons. That pitching staff is gross. If the bats come together, they could definitely make a run at it. And I mean, they're 2 years removed from winning a World Series. So like, while they haven't been in the picture the past 2 years, like, why not? They still have a good chunk of the same core. Honestly, their pitching rotation, I would say, is better. So yeah,
Big time, big time.
yeah. And then I can go to NL as well. Favorite is the Dodgers because uh, they're just like stupid good. Something would have to go wrong, I think, for them to not win. But anything's possible in the playoffs, which is why baseball is such a great sport. And then for my
They
dark horse,
definitely have a target on their back too.
oh,
It's gonna be
absolutely,
interesting to see how they dodge those bullets.
absolutely.
Hey, that was a good quote.
Dodger those bullets. My dark horse,
Oh, even better.
I got the Chicago Cubs. Um,
Hey,
I think
Mm.
they've made the moves that they need to move, that they need to make. They need to make. Getting Bregman, getting Edward Cabrera. Like their lineup, top to bottom, is scary. Like you don't want to face any of those guys really. Like there's no holes in that lineup. So I think offensively is very good. If the pitching staff can stay healthy, and be what we've seen, the sky's the limit, you know. So Cubs are my dark horse. Let's go win it.
good pick. Good pick by him.
Great
Absolutely,
pick by me.
for sure.
Quinn, what do you got,
Um,
baby?
Yeah, so for my AL, I have also got the Mariners. I touched on my boy Julio before as my MVP. And, if I'm going off of that, him winning MVP again, gotta hope the Mariners do well. But again, yeah, it was good to see. It was a cool story last year to kind of see them do their thing again. Haven't won, haven't, I guess, been in contention for a good bit. Um, but again, pitching for them, solid. I think it'll get the job done for them and help them compete again this year. They're definitely built for a solid postseason run. I think playoff baseball too just is very much about pitching. And you get down to it, whatever. And it's kind of it's just about the arms that you've got. It's you got to figure it out. You got to scrap together some wins and play some good defense. And I think defensive wise, again, I think they got dudes that can shove for them on the mound there, and they'll get the bats rolling. I think, and they could be solid. They could definitely make a run next year, or this upcoming year. I guess I should say. For my dark horse, I have got the Tigers. Young rotation for them. Again, we were talking about it. Scooble will lead the charge for them. I think they're ready to take that leap. I think, yeah, I think pitching depth, kind of shortens in a playoff series, and I think a young team just needs to kind of piece some wins together early and hopefully just kind of ride the momentum. I think again, you look at younger guys and I think, with the lack of experience they have, I think it's like, it's very much off that momentum and kind of, you know, a positive locker room vibe and things like that. I think it goes a long way. I think, people forget about that and they do that and I think their offensive growth continues to just kind of, move in that upward trend. I think they could do some damage this year. So got them for my dark horse. We'll move on
Yeah,
to
right. Riley Green last year, man. What a year from him.
yeah, for sure. For my NL, I will also be going with the Dodgers. Honestly, just feel like that's the safest pick I think I've made all day. I don't know, I don't know who else I'd go with there in terms of my favorites. I mean, just a team, deepest team in baseball, I think. Yamamoto gives them, true October ace, if they didn't have the guys already. Um, a lot of depth. You talk about injuries, I think, depth just kind of covers that. Um, rotation is just absurd. Um, in terms of, getting deeper into the playoffs there. Anything short of a title, I think for them, or competing to play in the World Series, I think for them is coming up short in this season. So I guess we'll kind of see if that's pressure or if that's fuel for them. I mean, yeah, man, you talk about big market teams. I've talked a lot. Um, recently with just baseball fans that I know, people from home and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, man, these big market teams, they throw money out there, they get the guys, and I mean, you're expected to go out there and perform and do your thing. And again, like I said, anything short of competing the playoffs and playing in a World Series, I think is just looked at as oh man, that wasn't what we wanted, wasn't a successful season. So I got them for my favorites. My dark horse, I will be going with the San Francisco Giants.
Ooh, would love
Yeah,
to see Rafi win a second ring there.
exactly. Right. Dark horse there. See what they can do. Um, New leadership, revamped roster. I think they get hot. They sneak into October. October baseball, like I was saying before, I think
Anything
favors.
could happen.
Yeah, anything happens. Anything can happen. I think you go into that. I think it favors pitching for sure, in matchups, and I think they are definitely ready to play that type of baseball there. Oracle Park, in playoff baseball is a beautiful sight.
That
I think
walk-off
also,
homer to send him to the World Series, dude,
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
at night. Oh,
Dude, that park is electric. I like that park, man. Cool park, dimensions, everything like that. Um, cool place to play baseball. Yeah, I guess for me, I'm hoping we can see that in this upcoming season. I think lastly with them, I think what I would add is just that veteran presence. I think matters again in late in series. You got guys that have been there before. I think that can help any roster. You get deep in a series, deep into a playoff run, into a season where you string some games together. I think for them, yeah, they're my dark horse. We'll kind of see what they can do. Excited to see them play some hopefully high caliber baseball this year.
Bryce Eldridge too, first baseman coming up, rookie of the year candidate. He's gonna get a lot of playing time. I think he'll be the starting first baseman for them. So I'm interested to see. Matt Chapman, that contract is brutal. So we'll see how he kind of adapts and um, kind of turns into a veteran presence in that dugout. So we'll see. My favorites coming in. I gotta go with my guys, Boston Red Sox, as the favorites to be the AL champion. Uh, I think they beat out the Blue Jays because of the bullpen. I think rotation wise, I think they're right there with the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays might have us, but I think it's closer than a lot of people think. Um, Honestly, just depends how your Savage does. Depends how Bayo does. Depends how Kevin Gossman. He's a year older now. Depends how Dylan Cease does. So, um, I think rotation we're head on there. Uh, Lineup, man, I think we might have him to be honest, but uh, I think we're neck and neck, and I think bullpen. Um, we got him. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't think the Red Sox are done either adding. And neither do the Blue Jays. Neither do I think the Blue Jays are. But I think it's gonna be a Red Sox Blue Jays AL uh, CS, and I think it's gonna be a really really good series. Blue Jays absolutely can make another run at it. I'm not saying that there's no way, but I think the way the Red Sox are structured, I think it's a young athletic team with some veteran presence too, and Wilson Contreras, who they just got. Um, and we'll see. And I think they made trades at the deadline and add. And like I said, I don't think they're done. So I got the Red Sox. Could be a little bit biased there, but I'm also not closing the door to the Blue Jays to sneak on in there and get it done. And then the dark horse is the Athletics. Are they called the Athletics or are they called the A's now? Did they drop the Athletics or are they still there?
No, I think they're still the Athletics. They just aren't Oakland Athletics. They don't have a
Okay.
city. They're
Okay.
cityless.
Hey man, we'll see that Vegas A's, man. It's gonna hit different. Oh, dude, that would be sick because then you could change it to the Vegas Aces, and like the A's will be like the
I think the Vegas
uh
Aces is already taken by the
Yeah,
WNBA team.
WNBA, right? Yeah. More
damn.
copywritten on that.
It
Not sure how the city would feel about that.
would be
Hey
tough
man,
though.
they
Unfortunately,
sued
somebody already saw the bet.
the Chatham A's, Chatham
Yeah,
Anglers. They
Yeah.
had to become the Chatham Anglers.
Mm,
because they were the Chatham A's, and the A's didn't like that and they sued them. So
mm,
would it be
none
the
of that.
first time that they've been involved in something like that? I just think it's a good team, great
Yeah,
offense. Brett Rooker, Tyler Soderstrom, Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson. Just like down that lineup, you see guys that kind of scare
yeah.
you. Um, they
All young
honestly,
too.
statistically, they had one of the best. Lawrence Butler, that's another guy,
So fun
man.
to
You
watch.
you can see him like popping off this year.
Yeah,
Hits the ball really, really hard. So it's just a couple of guys that are pitching is what scares me for them. I think it's gonna have to take some guys that surprise people. But once again, man, you come out in the playoffs, you make it to the playoffs, and you just never know.
yeah,
Um, Especially with that, man, like teams getting a week off, uh, like when they have a bye, man, it hurts you. It does. Like teams are worse after getting time off. Just like in terms of like uh statistics, like it shows that like higher seeded teams that like get like time off in between playoff rounds just don't they aren't ready and they just don't they get rusty and especially in something with baseball where you like have to see arm angle daily you have to like get into a groove in a mindset like that. I think it's so much harder to do in baseball than any other sport. So we'll see, man. I mean, they rip off these teams. Could maybe win the ALS. We'll see. That's my dark horse team, and that's what like I'm looking for. For my NL, I got the Cubs as my favorite. I didn't want to go Dodgers. I didn't want to be that guy. Do I think the Dodgers are the favorite? Absolutely, but I wanted to write something different. But that offense is possibly the best offense in baseball. And pitching, man. I mean, you guys aren't short on pitching. Shota, Kate. Kate Otten, right? Is that
Kate Horton. Kate
Horton?
Otten's
Sorry.
the NFL tight end,
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. I think he was on my fantasy team
probably.
actually at some point.
So,
So, but I mean, you got a lot of pitchers, a lot of good pitchers. Bullpen
yeah.
has the bullpen looking at you.
The bullpen, we got a couple of the same guys from last year. What I've noticed about the Cubs bullpen is like it's not a lot of like names that anyone would recognize, but they manage every year to like find these dudes, get very cheap relievers that like they just perform. We still have Danny
Yeah.
Palencia. He's kind of our flamethrower at the back end. I almost picked him for NL reliever of the year, but we didn't do that anyway, so it didn't matter.
Hmm.
But yeah, just throws 100, tough to hit, and then we got some other dudes, so it'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And we talk about playoff atmospheres, first of all, Fenway being one of them, but like Wrigley, dude, it's
Yeah,
incredible.
absolutely.
Um, I love seeing um, teams in the playoffs that have a good atmosphere. Right, like
Mm-hmm.
the Tampa Bay Rays, like I don't really want to see a playoff game in a minor league stadium.
Why
I
not?
guess same with the A's, but um, we'll kind of see how that develops. But man, like playoffs. I mean, the Red
Yeah,
Sox, we didn't play a game. We didn't play a playoff game at Fenway, but if we had gone through the Yankees, man, uh, I was gonna try to go and uh witness that, but it's like there's such a home field advantage there in the playoffs.
yeah,
Uh, Philadelphia, another team we talked about it last week. Like you're trembling in your boots when you walk in there
yeah,
to play a playoff game. Johan Duran, who was my pick to win reliever of the year, um, like hearing those bells, dude, and then him
yeah,
coming out there and the
yeah.
LED light show, man. Um, just
It's
playoff
electric.
atmosphere is such a huge thing. We might have to do a tier list on playoff atmosphere next week.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So we'll see. And then D-backs are my dark horse. I think they can make a run. I think this is the second year coming off of their World Series hangover, and I think they're gonna, come back. Here, Corbin Carroll's gonna be an MVP kind of candidate, and we'll see where Ketel Marte goes if he stays, if he goes. Ketel Marte, if he stays on the best second baseman in baseball. Um, behind or not behind, maybe in front of future Red Sox Nico Horner, but
Bro, he's not going anywhere.
all right, let's hop on to Immaculate Grid. This is gonna be a quicker
Let's go.
Immaculate
Quick,
Grid.
quick grid.
Yeah, because this is a long,
Big F.
long
It's a big F.
episode, but
We had to release the script to the people.
yeah. Oh man, I hate these where there's now like I love
Hey,
16 ones, but you know what? Hey, we'll do it.
hey, we got this though. Anybody know relievers? I can cook on the outfield
I
for
was gonna
sure.
say outfield might be a little easier.
Yeah.
We want to start outfield. We can go
Yeah, that's
Mark DeRosa, Rangers outfield legend,
whoo, baby.
This is ball knowledge right here.
former Cub, captain.
Oh,
Woo, point two.
oh, wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. Who is that guy that
What do you know about? What do you know about John Boy Media
he like
personnel
subbed
Trevor
in
Mm.
Plouffe?
For Phillies outfield? I'm thinking of this guy. He was a pitcher, Velasquez.
Oh, okay.
He
I
came in and played left field and threw somebody out. I don't know if they'd count that.
It's
I,
minimum
I
one
would
game, so
the last game.
He was a Philly, I remember. It's the same guy that like somebody hit a comebacker and it hit him in the right shoulder and he threw it with his left because he's
Yeah,
ambidextrous.
I don't know if that would count or not.
I'm just trying to get like deep into ball knowledge here.
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
that'd be deep, but it'd be better to have points
Like
on the
a
board.
guaranteed,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
I mean we could go with John Boy Media legend Trevor Plouffe. He played a
he
little bit
played
of
outfield for the
he
Phillies.
played a little bit of outfield.
Shoot, man.
It was mostly infield, but I know he moved around a little bit.
Who was that guy? He had like a weird stance.
Weird stance. You
Um,
know, be more
Phillies?
specific.
Odubel Herrera.
Oh yeah.
Can
Hold on, where's the search bar? Oh wait, no, you gotta click it, bro. I'm such a casual
you
sometimes.
do? I have one that I really like for the Giants.
Can we do Odubel Herrera though?
Are you confident in it?
Yeah, he played for the
Okay.
Phillies.
Yeah, you can go for it.
Oh, dude, hey, this
91%.
low key, bro. This could be a record.
Let's go.
I've got a very, I mean, an easy one that they probably want you to get for the Rangers. I mean, you could throw in Nolan Ryan probably for what?
Okay.
I mean, but I'm trying to think. That's what they want you to get. So
Can you do Tyler Colvin for Giants outfield?
Dude.
He's like one of my favorite players for like
What how do you spell it again?
Colvin. For like 2 years, he was like one of my favorite players in the MLB.
this is ball knowledge.
Oh,
Such a dog.
dude.
What for the Pirates you could do or Pirates the Giants you do what's his name Tim Lincecum or whatever.
Brian Wilson for 30 save season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I relievers are out of my bag, so I'll let you cook on relievers. I know Logan Webb had 200 plus strikeouts.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I screwed up the rarity
No,
score.
that's fine. That's fine.
No, it's okay.
There's not that many relievers.
Um,
I know
would it
Logan Webb
count? Would Duran count? Because he came
for
over, but he definitely had 30 saves last season.
They're very
ho
particular, I feel like, on that.
hover on it. I think it has to be the
Oh, you're
same.
right, my bad.
On the logo.
It has to be with that team, I think.
Yeah, but okay. All right.
Yeah. I know Wheeler and Webb work for Phillies Giants 200 strikeouts.
Okay. Let's go Matt Cain maybe for 200 strikeouts.
Um, for Giants, Logan Webb.
Yeah, yeah. I was just
Yeah,
thinking Matt Cain, but we'll take a gander
yeah,
after. 4%? Wow,
4%.
interesting.
That's
Dang.
lower than I expected.
Then you got Wheeler, of course. Holiday,
Mm,
Roy Holiday
Yeah, you could.
for the
yeah, Holiday
Phillies.
That might be high though.
he might be too high.
Cole Hamels.
Yeah, he was a
Did he ever get to 200 though?
probably he was gross. Um, I know Wheeler did it semi recently.
Cliff Lee definitely did it, I feel like.
Yes, that's a good shout.
I don't want to get this wrong though, because we know Zach Wheeler's in
Cliff
there.
Lee, Cliff Lee's got to be. That's what
I think Wheeler, Hamels, Lee,
right.
and
He was a
I
Philly
think
for so long. Yeah, they've got him with the Indians hat on. That's crazy.
I know, dude. I think it's the last team that they went to or something like
Yeah,
that they had.
probably right.
Um, all right, we got Phillies 30 save season. Um,
Hot.
man, there's this who closed out the Abreu, guy named Abreu, who closed out the World Series in 2010 when they won. Or not 10, what 2008 or 9 when they won? Who closed that out?
uh, I don't remember that.
Rob Nen? I don't know if Rob Nen was a Philly though. I think he might have been an Angel. We can go back to it.
Yeah, we'll go back to let's
True.
get. I mean, we got Nolan Ryan,
Nolan Ryan's
obviously.
probably way too. That's probably like
Yeah,
100%.
a bajillion percent.
Um,
You Darvish, did he? Was
ooh,
he? He was kind of nice with it on the Rangers. I don't know, 200 strikeouts, nice, probably.
Bartolo.
ooh.
I kind of like the. I like you Darvish.
Hey, shout out to the newly retired Yu Darvish. We're gonna go with it. 9%.
9%, pretty good. All
All
right, now
right,
relievers.
this is tough, man.
I absolutely love our right side of the board.
Yeah,
We got
we hey, we're doing good
we got
today, so
we got
let's
point
keep it
2,
going.
we got 1, and we got point oh 0.05. All right, this will be tough, dude.
It
Reliever,
has to be in the season too. Well, let's see. So
yeah.
when did they win the World Series? Was it
The Phillies?
no, the
Oh, the Rangers.
Rangers?
Oh, 23. Yes,
Well, Will Smith closed them out.
flex tape. I gotta stop saying that. Will Smith. I saw this boat in half.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Jesse Chavez, maybe? I don't know if he played for the Rangers. I think I like Will Smith here. Although was he traded to the Rangers? That's the thing. Or like did he go from the Braves to the Rangers via trade that year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, I don't think he's got that. Who, dude, the head. Who is the guy?
Dude, 30 saves is so tough.
Yeah, it's a lot of,
I mean, it's not that many saves though when you think about it.
but yeah, it's like kind of honestly. Hmm,
I wonder if I think Brian Wilson might have also been a Ranger, but we can't use him again.
tough.
Mm.
Rangers reliever.
You got anybody for the Phillies? Did we try Duran for the Phillies?
Wait,
Papelbon,
Jonathan.
Jonathan Papelbon for sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Because he was an all-star with the Phillies, right?
5 to 16. Gotta,
think
gotta
so.
be right. Dang.
All right, one
Ooh.
more, baby. Come on. This is so tough.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh, who was it? No, no, no. I mean,
relievers are tough, man.
I'm thinking a guy with like a crazy celebration. I do think Brian Wilson's an answer here, but we can't put him because we already have him.
Which is really unfortunate.
You could put a guy twice, I think, technically, but
No.
you're
No, I
fine.
won't let you.
Oh,
Who's the
I mean,
guy? Who's the
Will
guy?
Smith's an option, of course. Um,
yes.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't think Will Smith's brother.
There's like somebody that I feel like if we don't get this and we look at it, there's somebody that's gonna be so obvious.
Yeah, how it always is.
I mean, I just think of like,
Is I mean, I know they've had somebody do it recently.
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, World Series champion. Um, he faced Tyler Toney in his like when he
Um,
was Tyler Toney versus
yes.
Is he a reliever? I
yeah
know
Yeah,
exactly
he
who
was
you're
a
talking
closer,
about.
right? He's their
What's his
closer.
what's his name?
All-star closer for the
Oh, he's so
Rangers.
good. No, he's a dog. I know what you're talking about. I have his face.
He's Hispanic guy. He's got a
Is it? I mean, this. Oh, it's Jose
Jose Leclerc.
Leclerc. Yes,
Leclerc.
yes, 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 yes.
Leclerc. What?
All
Jose
right,
Leclerc didn't get 30 saves?
look. All right, whatever. Look at the list. Who's on the list? That's just tough.
Who they
Oh
got? They
my
probably.
God.
Dang, we took the other rows.
Dude, that I don't know, man. That makes me upset.
Scroll down. Who's on that list? 11. All right,
11.
there's only 11 people. See, relievers are like impossible. Kirby Yates.
Kirby Yates. Joe
No, Joe
Nathan. No.
Francisco Cordero.
Yeah.
Ah, Jeff
Yeah.
Russell. I was gonna guess him.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Dang.
he did it. Oh my God, he did it last year.
Dang.
I want to see what Leclerc finished with though.
Wow, that's really, really unfortunate.
Come on, give us something. Wi-Fi, ref, do something. There we go. Um, what is it? Saves. What? Oh, I guess he wasn't like a.
He didn't
I
get as
guess he
many
really
innings
didn't
as we
save a
thought.
game. Huh.
I mean, he only had
Interesting.
70 innings is most.
Who else was there? Who
That's
did?
tough.
Well,
Tough.
not a bad. It's not a bad showing, regardless, man. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
we crushed that. Um, I'm
we,
just surprised
we've
Joe Nathan. We should have gotten Joe Nathan.
we've been real with the people, letting them know that relievers are not usually what we
And hey, look, we're
what we
not
have.
out here like guessing multiple times trying to get 9 out of 9s. Like we're showing our losses. So
True.
um, we appreciate you guys watching. What an episode, man. Kind of a long one here.
Thank you for
But hey,
staying
man.
tuned all the way to the end.
Hey,
And
well,
if you
you're
did, Timmy J
yep.
will
Hey,
Venmo you $100 if you watch to the end of the video.
Ooh.
I
He
don't
probably
know,
won't.
brother. You got that internship now, dude. You got the internship money. So
I got no money.
um, hey, man. Tell anybody if they want to hop on the podcast, dude.
Yeah,
Tell them to
it's fun to have guest co-stars.
yeah. Of course, we got an absolute legend in the house, Quinn Catelli. So really appreciate you
My
hopping
boy.
on, and hopefully it's your recurring guest. So let us know whenever you can come on. And you killed it, bro. First podcast appearance, and uh, thank you for coming on. Andrew, any
Yeah.
last words, or Quinn? You can sign us off.
Yeah, fun as
Good
all.
man. I mean, I appreciate you fellas for letting me on. I've been on the channel before. It's always a blast to get on
Yeah.
here and hang out
Once
with the
once
boys and talk some
once the
ball.
weather warms up, we can have that rubber match game three.
Absolutely. The
Shoot,
fans
man.
are awaiting.
Hey, I might have to come and commentate. You never know.
Yeah,
Ooh,
let's do it.
Shoot,
never
man.
know.
You got to visit, bro.
Down to.
All right, we're gonna hit the showers. See you guys later. Peace.
Trotting around the bases.
Peace out.
Hit the showers, do the stuff. shake hands. We'll see you guys later.
Adios.